Welcome to the Innovation Squadcast, making a positive difference in learning through innovation.
Welcome to the Innovation Squadcast, and thanks for making us part of your educational PD journey. In this special episode, we're diving into the critical topic of digital citizenship, equipping students with the skills and mindset to thrive in our increasingly digital world. From navigating the complex landscape of artificial intelligence to discovering engaging classroom strategies, we've curated a wealth of insights and resources to empower you and your students. Join us as we explore the frontiers of digital citizenship, uncovering practical ways to foster responsible, ethical, and empowered digital citizens who can positively shape the future. Let's get started onto this transformative journey together. I am Jimmy Kate.
I'm Nicole Lapointe.
And we are Innovative Learning Coordinators in Berkeley County School District. And Nicole, what is Digital Citizenship Week and why is it so important?
So Digital Citizenship Week is October 14th through the 18th.
This year in 2024.
Right. And we don't want you to limit, all the skills or all the resources that you're sharing with your students just to that week. We want you to constantly, as it comes up naturally, be able to really use these skills and teach these skills. But the importance of digital citizenship skills in Digital Citizenship Week is to teach students how to use technology responsibly and safely. And we don't just mean at school when they have their Chromebook. Right. Some have tablets at home, some have phones at home, the computers, wherever. So we're going to talk about a lot of different resources, a lot of different places you can get your resources from. Teachers already have a plethora of ideas and topics that they share with their students because they know their students well. So.
Absolutely. And I think probably the first thing on people's minds are going to be AI safety. Really that's one of the things that's really brand new to our district as far as rollout and use with our emphasis on Magical School. And I think we definitely, the first place to start is that BCSD AI Navigator found in the class link. It's a great starting point that we've got.
And it has lots of resources in there, a lot of recommendations and best practices. And it talks a lot about the policies, too, like the ethical use.
Academic honesty,
yes,
plagiarism.
Exactly. Yep.
Things, some of the risks and pitfalls that can kind of come with AI. So
it's got everything right in there.
Yep. And that'll give you a place to have conversations with your kids, have conversations with your students, and really start making the connections and helping the students navigate this world.
And on page 8 of that navigator, there are so many resources, whether they are anchor charts to share in your classroom and share with your students, or ideas for lesson plans. So it's really a tool for everybody.
Yep. And we have it linked in the show notes, so you can go there, or if you just go to class link in our BCSD class link, you're able to find that AI navigator and find some of the tools, and definitely look at some of those anchor charts, because it gives really nice visuals about that, how to kind of go through that as well. So
and it helps you model the model.
Yes, it does.
It reminds you what you should be doing and also teaching your students.
Right. And so when you're kind of thinking about some AI tips, when you're, just if you're brand new to it, or just some AI, some general good things to think about, what do you say, what would you tell your teachers about, all right, they using AI, they're getting that information. What are some key things they need to do, especially in this frame of digital citizenship?
I think one of the most important ones is to remember it needs that human touch. AI can give us so much information, and they refer to it as the 80-20 approach.
Right.
AI is pushing out 80% of this information, but you, the human, puts your final touch on it. Yes. And I know as educators, we're always doing that, whether we're getting something from Google or Teacher Pay Teacher, we always want to put that final touch. So remind your students as well. And you're modeling that by going through and checking and making sure, checking for accuracy or biases. So we want to teach our students to do that as well.
Definitely check the authenticity of what is there, the content, make sure it's trusted, fact checked. Have students just be real cautious of any things that they get from AI or online in general, just teaching those kind of ways to do that. And then also to be like critical consumers of AI generated content, really going into the fine details, and like you said, putting that human touch on it is definitely, out there. There's biases, there's not up-to-date information with some of the AI generated AI. So
something really huge as well is that privacy and security.
Yes.
And with Magic School in the district, they really push for that privacy and security. They're never going to ask for students' names and addresses and any information like that. So these are all things that digital citizenship skills we're constantly teaching our students and learners. But as AI comes rolling into it, it doesn't change anything. It's not something extra. We're just reminding them as well.
Yeah, best practices in their daily lives. So
Right.
So that's kind of where we are with AI safety. Moving on to the second thing we wanted to discuss today, and that's some classroom strategies. How can you use digital citizenship inside of your lessons to really make sure that they're getting the idea and really teaching and practicing some of the skills that they have as well? So what would be some of the tips and tricks you would give teachers when it comes to their classroom strategies?
I guess if you're researching, or maybe English teachers, or, whoever's doing some research, don't, as you're researching, you're getting the information, but you still have to, like you said, analyze it and check it and read through it. So it's not just I found it, a copy and paste.
Right.
You still got to go ahead and read it and make sure it's content related for what you need. So I guess, showing them that as and you can do that in all classes.
I think at any time that you're going to be using any form of technology, whether it's AI or just searches in general, I think anytime you can remind them and weave in any type of digital citizenship aspect, I always try to to do that as well. So I think that's just an important thing to do, so that they just get used to hearing it. The more they hear it, the more they understand it, and hopefully that they won't do something that they might regret later on when it comes to digital citizenship or something like that. So the other way that I really liked, is I was a project-based guy, is really working in some design project-based learning that really challenged students to research, analyze, and find solutions to some of those digital citizenship issues that were going on. So really let them demonstrate, be creative, come up with infographics, videos, interactive presentations that really highlight some of the digital citizenship
I know it's
ideas.
hard to say that.
When you keep saying it over and over
We'll
again.
just say digicit.
Yeah. And so, let them really get into it and let them create something and let them think about it, let them self-reflect upon it, so that they start to understand the importance of digital citizenship and kind of empower them in those skills as well. Because when they become the teacher, they're going to learn more. And so let them teach you and let them teach each other about the importance of digital citizenship. What about, and then looking at digital citizenship skill building activities, what kind of things have you seen with that as well?
This goes back even to the littles, like from kindergarten on, that digital footprint. Students that young might not totally understand it until you have some visuals to go along with it, or, you show them, hey, this is something you put in your Roblox account or your Minecraft account, and look, it's accessible for everybody. So you can bring it down to their level and give good examples when you're talking about that digital footprint. And being responsible with social media, that's so tough.
Yes.
I mean, not only for our students, but it's tough for adults too. So, the more we're discussing it and what best practices are for being responsible on social media really help.
And the more you can use games and simulations and discussions, and we'll talk about some resources towards the end of this and have a bunch of resources linked in the show notes as well. So check those out when it comes to that as well. And, I talked about empowering students to, again, become the digital citizenship ambassadors of their school and in their community. Give them opportunities to really, take ownership of that and let them teach students, whether it's through some kind of newsletter that the school could put out or the news program or any kind of tricks that you can, use to empower the students so that they understand the importance of digital citizenship.
And if you notice, a lot of the schools have their own social media accounts on Instagram, and some of the students help run those. That would be a perfect example where they're using social media responsibly to kind of share some tips or some tools or some resources for other people.
Yep. And then you talked about some of the importance of outside of school as well, and bringing in the family part.
Yes, and it's linked back to Common Sense Media has a huge section on family engagement. Whether it's like tech-free dinners, it's as little as that, or maybe a little technology contract, after you do this, you'll get some time on technology, or, but it has to be taught at home as well. Yes. There's so much we do here to teach it. And the students have to know, like, oh, when I get home, this is the same thing. I still have to be responsible. So the more opportunities that families are talking about this digital citizenship, the better.
And creating that partnership between school and home and understanding that, practicing those and reinforcing those, digital citizenship are very important. So
we have a whole bunch of resources.
Yeah, so definitely, this is one show notes that you got to go to. We've got tons of links in here. We're just going to highlight some of the key resources. The first one is Common Sense Media.
Huge.
Yes.
I mean,
huge amount of resources. What are some of the keys of that one?
And going back to family engagement as well, in Common Sense Media, you can even look up movies. You don't know sometimes if it's rated a certain thing, but is it still acceptable for your child? So go to Common Sense Media. There's lots of information for families, but it's also broken down for educators into elementary, middle, and high school. And they have calendars for Digital Citizenship Week. So if you're looking to add some of these lessons into your classroom, go ahead and look what they offer for the Citizenship Week. So Common Sense Media has so much information.
They are a good one. And then if you really want to do some gamified stuff, that's where maybe the Google Be Internet Awesome comes in. They have a number of gamified lessons that allow for you to build digital citizenship in a kind of a fun gamified way. And
I tried it.
That one? Yeah.
Did you ever play it?
I haven't done any of them.
Well, I tried it, and there's Reality River, don't fall for fake.
Yeah.
Mindful Mountain, share with care. Tower of Treasure, secure your secrets, and Kind Kingdom, it's cool to be kind. So they're even teaching that part, because we know on social media that can be rough as well. Yes. So it's definitely, it makes it fun while they're teaching it.
Yep. And then linked in the show notes, we have some Pear Deck slides. We've got some,
which kind of piggyback on that Interland game.
Yep. We have a pledge for students to sign. We have some Nearpod generated lessons, and then also some essential elements of digital citizenship from ISTE as well. So tons and tons of resources for you in the show notes. And, we just hope that if you got any questions about digital citizenship or need some more classroom strategies or anything like that, reach out to your ILCs, reach out to your peers and your building and find ways to incorporate that digital citizenship into not just, this week, which is, let's highlight it, but let's make sure that it's a skill that we're teaching throughout the year to make sure that the students understand the importance of it.
Make it authentic as it comes up. There's probably once a week at least that teachers could say, well, since you did that, let's make a lesson out of it.
Yeah, take those teachable moments and utilize them anytime you get a chance to help our students navigate this 21st century world where technology is probably not going anywhere. So, and it's going to keep growing and they need to be able to navigate it properly.
Right.
So, all right.
All right.
Got anything else?
That's it.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. Please reach out for any digital citizenship, topics that you have. Is there something we left out or a resource maybe we left out? Please let us know. Check out the show notes. Again, tons and tons of resources and links. We got links to the video in there. We also have links to the Innovation Squadcast PD. For every 2 episodes, you get 1 renewal credit. So sign up for Unified Talent and take care of that. Subscribe on YouTube or Spotify or wherever you listen to this podcast. And again, like we said, we want to hear from you. New podcast topics. Come on in.
If you don't want to see just us, just the ILCs and some of the visitors we bring in, we want to see you. So, reach out.
If you want to be a guest, got a good topic, we'd love to have you on, share your thoughts with us. And we're excited to engage with our amazing teachers. So until next time, keep innovating. Bye.
Bye.